I think Saros is clear number one goalie, but there's two other spots that I'm not sure who's gonna be in those. So, but I think for sure, the management has to discuss a little bit about Justus and what he's done and how come he has looked and his numbers when he started the games. I think they're pretty good. So I think so. I think he's played really good and for sure in the discussion.
You guys played a solid game against Winnipeg. Obviously, not the result you wanted, but how do you take that momentum from that game moving into this game?
Yeah, I think it was pretty good, especially the last 30 minutes of the game. I felt like we were pushing really hard. Obviously, their goalie had a good night. It was very, very good. Not a lot of rebounds and solid overall. But yeah, it's been kind of the case this year a little bit in multiple games where I feel like we're the better team, but we just don't find the back of the net as many times as we need to. So we try to work on it, try to work on the offense and 5-on-5. Try to create. We're creating, but we're just not scoring. So try to stay with it, and eventually, I think it's gonna start rolling for us.
Really heavy on defense team coming into town. Got a lot of depth up and down their lineup. How do you guys get around that and find success tonight?
Yeah, they're really good. You look at their record, probably one of the best in the league, but so was Winnipeg. So I feel like there's a lot of similarities with those two teams. Very aggressive forecheck, aggressive in the D zone. So we just gotta try to move the puck quick, not get, because they have a big D, they have big forwards, so not try to get jammed up in the walls, try to get the puck moving in the offensive zone and hopefully create some looks. But they're obviously very dangerous offensively, so we gotta try to manage the puck well and play hard defense.
Nico, they're flying in today instead of last night because of the storm. Is there a way to take advantage of that?
Well, yeah, I think it's not ideal for sure. If I think about if we would do that, it's different than what you used to, and it feels like a preseason travel. Obviously they probably left earlier, so I don't know if they're skating, but probably left in the morning, gained 2 hours. So yeah, I think it might be a little bit, but they're a veteran group and been through a lot. They're a really very, very good team. So I don't think it's gonna be as much as maybe we think, but we just gotta play it like it's normal.
You guys look at the players that are coming back soon, or are you guys more focused on who is in the room right now and not trying to think about that?
Yeah, well, I think obviously we're interested how they're doing, and obviously I think with Val we know the date and when he's going to be back, but other guys, we're obviously inquiring about their situation and how they're doing in their rehab, and because they're teammates and they're good players, so we're excited to hear when they could be back. But most of the time, obviously, when you practice and you're in the rink and getting ready for games, it's just about who's in the room and who's available for us. So, but it's kind of a mix, Obviously, you wanna know what's going on with those injured guys too.
Thank you.
Questions for Jared?
Jared Georgiev was in the Stars tonight. He's going to go tonight. What did you like about his game, game that earned this start?
Everything. Yeah, he was awesome last game. Yeah, gave us a great chance to win. And that's what we said, we're going to play a rested goalie. We're going to play the goalie we feel gives us the best chance to win. And Eustace has had some great starts and strung some games together, and Gorgie deserves the same respect.
Well, I was going to say, you and his teammates, everybody has been saying you expect Alex to turn things around, but how important was it to finally see it?
Yeah, no, it's important. I mean, when you have to, we got to get the top end out of every guy that we have, especially now. It's more important now that when you're missing anyone out of your lineup, it becomes more important that everyone else plays well. So, and the reality of it is probably always with the net binding position, right?
Do you feel like that was, even though you didn't get the result, maybe the most positives to pull out of a game so far this season was the Winnipeg one?
It was a great game. We played hard. We played well. Little bit of a slow start still, first 8 minutes. But I mean, we made a couple mistakes in 8 minutes. More us. I don't know that they changed through the course of the game. We just got better and better. We mismanaged the puck a couple times, not just the one they scored on, but 3 or 4 times in the first 8 or 9 minutes there, and they got 3 really good scoring chances out of it, and then their scoring chances kind of were fewer and farther between as the game went on, and ours started to pick up the pace.
Winnipeg's had lost once, Carolina's lost twice. Are these 2 games good measuring stick games for your squad?
Yeah, they are, for sure. Like, they're sitting 1-2 in the league, right? So Carolina, their analytics are off the chart, top 3, 4, 5 in every category that they want to be top 3, 4, 5 in. So first in a lot of categories when it comes to their offense and their defense. So this is a really tough team that's super disciplined and just like really predictable in the way they play, but they play with a ton of speed, and they're shooting above expected. They're getting great goaltending. They can kind of do it all, a lot like Winnipeg. The other night, I thought we did a nice job getting to Hellebuck, but then Hellebuck has a big night, and we end up blanked on the scoreboard, right? So it's not going to get any easier here tonight against Carolina.
They're flying in late because of weather. Is that a disadvantage for them? Is there a way to take advantage of that for you?
I mean, yeah, you'd like to have a good start and see if they got their legs underneath them. But this team can move, they play a fast game. So, it's not something you do every day. So I would say advantage us. But, if you're prepared and ready to go like they have been every game this year, then I don't know if there's a clear-cut advantage except you're spending the morning on the plane.
You talked a lot about analytics and things that you've kind of seen from this team that pose a challenge for the Avalanche. What are you looking for from your group to try to get around that?
I want us to play the same way we did against Winnipeg. I think if we can kind of, we're always trying to take periods of games or full games and reset the bar for our measuring stick on how we play. And I'd say Winnipeg, when you're talking full 60 minutes against a really good team, the intensity of the game, the competitiveness of the game, the attention to detail when it comes to executing a game plan, I thought was as good as we've had this year. So we have to go try and repeat it. There's a lot of similarities between the 2 teams and the way they play, the way they defend, the way they can get dangerous through 4 lines. So, I think we did a nice job against Winnipeg. I think if you play like that, even against Winnipeg, night after night after night, you're going to get some results. There's minor adjustments to the game plan tonight against Carolina, but there's still also a lot of very similar characteristics of the 2 teams.
You talk about a lot of depth down that lineup as well. What are you looking from your younger guys?
Yeah, same thing. Go repeat what you did the other night. That was a solid game throughout our lineup. We used all 4 lines. When you're playing that hard and that intense and with that type of speed through the course of the game, you need everybody, and not just to give other guys breathers. You got to be able to sustain and create momentum. And I thought last game, especially as the game went on, we did that. We were using guys a little bit all over the place, but everyone was contributing.
Same lineup going tonight?
Yeah. No, Ludwig's in for DeHaan. Everyone else the same.
Mikko Rantanen hadn't scored a goal for quite a few games until the Kraken game, and then he scores 2 goals. Arturi Lehkonen had come back that game, so I asked him if it was likely that was his boost. But how do you, as a coach, kind of help a guy like that get out of a little bit of a rut, because it's more of a mental thing? And
well, it's not just a mental thing, though. There's always something. Unless you're creating a ton of chances and you're just not capitalize on them because the goalies are making saves. If you're missing the net too much, I think you got to bear down a little bit more. For Mikko, his offense comes when he's driving his legs, right? So when he gets the puck in motion, continues motion, when he's willing to delay and skate out of things, when he's willing to pack the puck with guys on his back and find openings in structure and find open players on the ice, when he's going to the net hard, when he's using his legs, he's going to create scoring chances. His offensive opportunities will dry up when he's not using his legs enough, right? So we saw that through some games. He's aware of it. He's made adjustments to it. It's not. He does have part of his DNA is to slow it down and make things happen, and there's a cerebral part of his game. So I think you're careful to not to coach him too much, because you want him to rely on his instincts, but at the same time, if it's repeated over and over, period after period, where he's not skating enough, then he's got to get his legs going. Yeah, so it's just communication and letting him know what I see. Hopefully he respects that enough, and he can look at the video himself too, or with us, and sort of, you know, get specific when it comes to like instances where I think he should skate and attack a little bit more. So it usually doesn't take a lot of coaching with some of those guys. It's just bringing things to their attention that they might not be aware of.
Any last questions?
Did you have to bust up the snowplow this morning?
Last night a couple times, and I'll probably do it again this afternoon. There's still some there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.